Good morning, everybody. I'm just getting all of my systems set up as usual. Can peek out the window a little bit, see my beautiful day out there. I'll be with you shortly. Thank you for joining me today. I love my Sunday mornings. Y'all make my day. All right, let me get this. Y'all make my day. Get rid of this sound over here. Okay, now we should be. Good morning. Hi, Dee. Apple, you're here every week. You have to tell me the best thing that happened to you this week, Apple. What is the best manifestation you saw? Let's start us off with somebody who's here every week and I hope are having results. Let me just get myself set up. I want to be able to see the chats. That's my goal. Last week I had a little trouble. Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. It's a little tarot party today. Yes, no, maybe so. So that is going to be our game. I want to be able to answer your questions. And so let's see here. What is it the universe has for you today? Hey, Sandra, good morning. Good morning. Anybody who's here and has been here before, let's start off adding some comments about what's the most positive thing going for you, what happened this week that was an encouragement, okay? And then I'm just going to grab and get myself ready here. Thank you. Just like last week, I'm going to do my best to get a reading for everybody that shows up. However, you never know with the timing and who might come in. But I'm committed to be here for an hour and I love it. Love it, love it. So specific questions. If you've been here before, we need some sort of success story. What did you notice this week? Was anybody extra friendly to you? Okay. Apple. I saw you. Okay, excellent. Aw, that's such a joyous thing. Apple, thank you for sharing. She was able to spend the day with a child. Yesterday, I was at a birthday party for my granddaughter, and it was huge. Families come to birthday parties, so there were tons of people there. And my granddaughter, at 8 years old, was teaching her little friends how to make slime. And she said, Grammy, do you want to make slime? And I said, I didn't say hell yes, but I said hell yes. I was the only adult invited. And so actually, it was my second attempt at trying to make slime, and I actually created a decent concoction. So it was, but there's something about life through the eyes of a child that's very inspiring, isn't it? Okay, great. Thank you very much. And so, questions. Yes, no, maybe so. So ask away. So I'm going to draw a card here for the collective on just what is it? Why do we need a yes? Why do we need a no? Who are we needing a yes? Sorry, I'm shaking the camera. I just saw that. But who do we need a yes or no from, right? And a lot of the times we are in our own way when we're trying to manifest. So let's pull a card here for the collective. And we have the Judgment card. Okay. All right, so Apple, I'm here. Ask me a question and I'm happy to answer. Okay, so my lighting isn't great here. So I need to, let me adjust that. Let me turn on some lights on the matter. And I may need to tilt myself down a tiny bit. You guys are always so patient with me. I appreciate that. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for the collective today is we have to get out of self-judgment, guys. I mean, who are you waiting for to give you permission? If it comes to love, which I'm focused on kind of every day, self-love comes first. But why are we judging ourselves so harshly because of our perceived failures? If you've been wanting to manifest love, it might be that even in your own family of origin, you may be having an estrangement right now from somebody in your family because of political beliefs or cultural differences. That's true in my family. There is some real brokenness, and you cannot make a person connect with you. And that can be really, really hard. Others of us wish that we could have love, and we're seeking love with all our hearts. We don't want to be alone. We want someone to say, "How was your day?" And we want someone to wrap their arms around us and say, "I know you're trying as hard as you can," right? And so, what's stopping you? And all of the teachers will tell you out there that there might be something on you. Oh, I love that, Sandra. Thank you for that. So, A is for Apple wants to know if they're going to be a millionaire in this lifetime. Okay, that'll be, I will answer that shortly. But this idea of judging ourselves, even when you pick a goal, like being a millionaire, where's that coming from? Is it your goal or is it culture that is putting that goal upon you? So, what we're going to do today is we're going to work at, in fact, let's just look at this. Look at the symbol. Okay, hold on just for a second. I just need to adjust something so you all can just hang on just for a quick sec here. There, okay. But I want you to look at this little statue here. It's a gift to me, showing motherly love. But the truth is, think of it as yourself, self-love, where there's a part of you that feels worried or doubtful and needs to have that connection with our higher self. Awesome. Thank you. Welcome here, Graham. Welcome. I love it. Good for you. Um, so, as we look at this figure and we remind ourselves that even though you may not be aware of it, something loves you so deeply on the inside. And if we can connect with that part of us, we feel a deep self acceptance. And guess what? That's sexier than hell. People feel drawn to people who are sure of themselves. So I'm just going to place this back here. That's our collective. And so, what I'm doing today, for those of you who are just joining, I'm Catherine. You found yourself at Fish Out of Water Tarot, where I love to do readings for the collective on self love and how to connect for introverts and people who might be a little bit socially awkward. I am. I was yesterday, there were so many people. I think there were 20 children and then their parents and everything. And that's a lot of people for me. And my comfort zone, it's very pressed and I feel the anxiety coming on me. And so I have tools and tricks that I use that I do calculations in my mind with my thoughts, remind myself that it's like watching a reality TV show. That's what I thought. It's like I don't know I know 10% of the people there, maybe 5%. And as an introvert, I was out of my comfort zone, but I did enjoy watching it all. And I released myself again, gave myself permission. That's like back here, gave myself permission to not be involved, to just say, no, it's okay for me. I don't have to run around and make small talk with people that I don't know. So anyway, all right. So Apple wants to know if they're going to be a millionaire this lifetime. So Apple, I'm feeling like drawing 3 cards to answer that question. And then D, I saw that you asked me a question and I will get there. I'm going to try the best I can to answer the questions. That's what I'm here for today with today's tarot party. I definitely want to give answers. So millionaire, let's see here. Ah, wow, Apple. Apple's waiting in suspense. What are these cards? Okay, so we have some very interesting cards here because the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles are very good news cards, right? So I would say that the High Priestess, now this particular High Priestess card, I'm just going to move her a little bit. But as you're looking at this High Priestess card, what do you notice about her eyes? Can you pick it up? Depending on what angle you look at, the eyes can be open or shut. So, Apple, I think that what this is saying is that the sky is the limit. The millionaire question may not be as important for you, Apple, as why do you want it? Okay, so what I want you to do is grab a piece of paper and write down, why do I want to be a millionaire? And then write down all your reasons. And then go through your reasons and rank from 1 to 10. What is it that brings you the most pleasure in that list? Okay, because generally speaking, and Abraham talks about this a lot, the only reason that we want to manifest something is because we think it'll make us feel happier when it shows up. So, excuse me, what this is showing is that you do have a lot of positive energy around you right now, and that your intuition is like I would say, like an incubator. Okay, you know, an incubator where you keep the baby eggs in the incubator. And so your ideas are going to guide you into the list of feelings that you have, that you are, the list of feelings that you have. Like, let's say your wish is fulfilled right now. You will love it because write down those feelings and then know that the cards are showing you that there is action to be taken that will bring satisfaction to you. Does that mean you will be a millionaire in this lifetime? I would say that it's looking like a yes, but it's also what we know from manifesting purposes. It's more about the feelings that you will have as it gets. I'm so sorry for Murphy. Hey, Murphy, hold on. Murphy. Somebody just stopped and parked in front of my house, so I had to. So I would say the answer, it looks like a yes, it really does, but it also shows that your path. Murphy, I'm so sorry. Yes, you've got 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles here. And so if you know anything about tarot, these are very much yes. But the point is, though, that in manifesting, this is the Light Seers deck. But in manifesting, though, don't get tripped up on results. In fact, here's what you should do, Apple. Just go to YouTube search and look for look for apples. Yeah, right. Look for Abraham Hicks, I Want to Be a Millionaire. Okay. That would be absolutely fantastic. And listen to how they teach about that. Because one of the things they say is, why would you want to limit yourself? Like people who want to win the lottery. It's like, well, why do you think that's the only answer to your success? Okay. So, Apple, go forth and prosper. Watch for guidance, the intuitive guidance. And when you're feeling doubtful, don't jump into every quick scheme, but be able to trust your gut no matter what. And do write that list of what it is. Why do you want to be a millionaire? Write it out, be in detail. Okay. And then one other tip, there's a teacher online named Marissa Peer, Peer. She's fantastic. She's right now doing some meditations on money. And I think she's called Money is Beautiful, but definitely check out this on YouTube search. Okay. All right. Will I have, okay, Sandra, I love that. Is Sandra going to have, oh, wait, Dee asked me something. So hang on, Sandra. Let me just double check my messages here, because I think that Dee asked me something. Dee, thank you. And Graham, good for you. Let me know what's going to happen for me. Okay, so that is too vague for me, because we only have. I mean, this is something that we would do a private reading for. Something that's very open ended like that. The deck is called the Light Seers deck by Catherine Ann. But specific question would be best for today. Okay. So Sandra, will she have positive vibes this week? So asking a question that has a yes or no or a when is what we're playing with today at our party. Okay. Oops, I'm going to try not to shuffle on this table because it makes the whole camera shake, and I don't want anybody to get seasick with me here. Okay. So let's mix up the cards. Sandra. Okay, will positive vibes be there this week? Okay, now don't be surprised, everyone, that somebody's cards might resonate with you. This is an attraction-based universe. Nothing comes from forcing. It's, in fact, thinking about incubating. I was thinking about why birds sit on their nest. Why do birds sit on a nest anyway? And so, because some egg laying, like a lizard lays eggs, I think. Wait, I'm confused. On thank you for liking, everyone. I'm sorry, I just got distracted. But anyway, did you know that when birds are on a nest, it's to keep the eggs warm, right? So the little chicks can hatch. But it's called brooding. Brooding. A chicken is brooding when they're on the nest. Well, do you know the other meaning of the word brooding? Thank you, Dee. That's excellent. I will definitely read the cards on that one. But do you know brooding also means like to think about something very seriously? Like if you see someone taking a walk and they have that look on their face, they're brooding. Isn't that interesting? Because that means that I geek out on words. But if you're brooding about how unfair life is and how nothing ever goes your way and my business better survive, or what the heck am I going to do? Our minds are filled with brooding thoughts instead of brooding the eggs of our future, which would be the peaceful thoughts like Abraham. I listen to Abraham every day. I've gone through times when I didn't, and I regret it because, thank you, Graham. You know what? The universe knows the desire of your heart. You guys have to listen to Marissa Peer. That she's this week. She just did 5 meditations on money. So or teachings, and it's excellent. I've done it myself. I love her. I love her, and I don't need to teach her stuff. She's good at teaching that. What I can do is just connect with you and help you feel like you're not alone out there, right? I mean, that's the key. Okay, so where am I here? Oh, we have D wants to know. Oh, no, no, no. I was with Sandra. Okay, Sandra, positive 5 for the week. Okay. And Sandra, I'm feeling 2 cards for you. And my neighbors are coming and going, so likely Murphy will be barking and barking here, but we'll do our best. Well, Miss Sandra, look what's showing up. Queen of Cups and the Lovers. So I don't know what your birth sign is, Sandra, but this is you. And in a way, this is all of us. We have the potential to radiate so much love from within us. Oh, okay, Capricorn. Okay. Have you looked at the Capricorn readings I just released? There's some really fun readings for Capricorn. But Capricorn, you are the type of a sign who needs a certain degree of certainty. You like feeling a structure around yourself. And a lot of times that can be really hard when you're trying to manifest. Because quite frankly, some of the manifesting stuff just sounds like bull crap, right? I mean, just by saying a few sentences a few times a day, or changing your mindset could really bring you someone, right? But Capricorns really need to know that, see that queen? This is the queen of emotions, right? Queen of cups. Look how she's just, even though she's waist deep in her life, she's free enough to close her eyes, raise her hands, and get herself settled in what is she settling in? Look at this Lovers card. Now, right away, I know Sandra is like in the soulmate arena. She's looking. She's a wonderful woman. If any of you want to meet her, you can email me. Tarot info, please, at gmail.com. But anyway, let's look here, though. I don't believe, Sandra, that this is a promise that your soulmate is coming this week. I really don't. I feel like all of the lessons you've been learning, because I know you come to these, Sundays over and over again, because I'm always pointing to self-love and self-appreciation. If you are picking on yourself on the inside, picking at how you look, picking at what you think, picking at your failures, and you're just picking at yourself all the time, you radiate a critical vibe. I mean, it's a good news, bad news thing. If you criticize yourself 24/7, that's your vibe. The Queen of Cups does not. look at how this self-loving action. So Shelley Bullard is a wonderful resource for self-love when you're looking for a soulmate. She is wonderful, sweet, gentle energy. Okay. And she manifested a husband and a baby in the last, 18 months. So she is totally the real deal. But the idea of learning how to circulate love around yourself for yourself makes all the difference in the world. I'm not kidding. And Louise Hay, rest her soul, now left the planet. There's a website called Wu Wei Wisdom that I post. Check out the community page here. I put all my favorite teachers there. Okay, so if you're ever needing help and you don't know where to go, come to my page, go to the community section and pick one. You may want to have a reading. You may need an answer today, and I can help you with that because the cards don't lie. They tell the truth. So, Sandra, I believe yes. The answer is hell yes. You're going to feel positive vibes this week, but it's going to come because of your own awareness of how precious you are. Being aware of the small kindnesses when you stop at the market and the clerk is nice to you, when somebody opens a door for you, you will start receiving love when you see how available it is. And even though it might not be comfortable, Louise Hay teaches about mirror work, where you stand in front of a mirror, look yourself square in the eye, and say, you know what? I appreciate you, girl, boy, man, woman. I appreciate you. You are still here. Look yourself in the eye. Tell yourself that. You work your ass off just to survive. I appreciate you. I love you. And Louise changed her life that way and then went on to change the lives of millions, right? So, for sure, your ability to find those happy vibes are resting right within your heart. Kind of a trick answer, huh, Sandra? Also, you guys, I do put out a daily card every day. And the reason is the universe has a sense of humor. D, your reading is coming up next. The universe has a sense of humor because the only way to get me to draw myself a card every day, because I need the cards. I love them. I love the guidance of the moment. So several months ago, gosh, I don't know how long ago, I started doing daily cards for y'all because it inspires me. And the people that enjoy my take are in my vibe, so we're all in this together. And some people look at me with the channel and a circle of influence. It's true. But did you know that only 20% of the audience is focused? 80%, they're just not focused and they're out doing their thing. So you guys are stepping forward, asking questions. You're the tip of the iceberg for me. I have a broad influence out here, but only a few that really want to test these theories out. Okay. So hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying being here because that helps me a lot. You guys have no idea. I'm a little channel. I don't have aspirations to like kill the world with numbers. I just want to touch hearts and lives. So when you hit thumbs up, it's like a hug to me. I feel it. I'm not kidding. So if you've got a question, we're doing questions today. Yes, no, maybe so. That's what I'm reading. I have D next, and then I have Graham. And so if you have a question you'd like answered, feel free to drop me a comment. All right, so D, I'm thinking 3 cards for you. Oh, Graham, I love having you here too. And those of you guys, I do have a Facebook group. It's called The Invisible Money Game. And because I believe on your way to walking a more prosperous life, there are so many opportunities that we miss out on where somebody gives you a gift and you don't think of it as money. Someone once gave me a free cruise. I mean, they gave me a cruise. I'm not even kidding. And so at that point, there's no way I had the extra money to go on a cruise. So, unbeknownst to me, somebody whose mother had not taken a vacation in like 10 years, and she had an Alzheimer's husband that she went and visited every day. And her son decided, my mom needs a cruise. I happen to know this young man because he sold me a car, and he set me up to go on a cruise with his mom. What a blessing. But you know what happened? I didn't exactly receive it well because I needed money for rent, right? Sometimes we receive gifts when we need cash. And if you receive a gift when you need cash, it can steal the joy of that gift. And so I decided, hell no, I'm not going there. And I started to write down every single thing that came to me and then what the money value was. And that was 2016. And do you know that year I made more money in invisible money than real money by a long shot? Once I just added up all the generosity of people to me. So now I run the invisible money game. It's on Facebook. Find me over there because, again, all I do is share resources. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so thank you for letting me take a second for that. And this is for D. If you have a question, please ask me. We're yes, no, maybe, so. Okay, so let me get our cards here. So my darling D, so bless your heart, Dee. It just so looks like you have a passionate idea that whatever your idea is right now, when you started out on this journey, you just felt like everything is possible. So much juice, so much energy. Maybe you got overexcited. You know, you're a passionate one, Dee, and maybe you jumped into the deep end without doing enough research. You know, it could be that where what you got into is just different than what you expected, right? So there is this sense of being up in the middle of the night where when you're supposed to be getting your deepest rest, you're just worried and upset. And so if you are an Abraham Hicks listener, these moments are really fruitful to listen to their videos. They're less than 15 minutes, and she will always lift your spirits. And you can play what I call Abraham Bingo. Abraham Bingo is when you go to the YouTube search and you just put in Abraham and then you write your problem. So one time for me, I was visiting one of my children and they have Abraham Hicks is, yes, Esther Hicks is a woman who receives messages from Abraham. And that's one of the first things people go, Abraham's a woman? They've been doing videos for over 20 years. So this is a source of teaching about your mind and about keeping, yes, it is, Abraham Hicks is a female who is sharing ideas from the greater consciousness that's out there. It may not be for everybody. What you can do is there's a man named Wayne Dyer. He teaches the exact same thing. So he's an author researcher. He thinks, he's passed away now, but he thinks Abraham's information is the best on the planet. I happen to agree. But for me, when my son was going through a lot of difficult times a few years ago, I put into the search window Abraham Hicks, son with a problem. Okay. And then whatever is the first video that comes up, you watch. And it has helped me every time because there's something about how Esther, I'll say Esther because she's the woman's name, but the way Esther explains how to keep your mind from running you instead of you running your mind is, hi, Tina, welcome. So again, if it's distracting to watch the Abraham videos, just listen. Don't watch. I listen to them as I take a walk. I listen to them when I clean the house. I don't watch what's visual. What I do is just let the information come to my mind. But anyway, let's get back to D. We're answering questions today. Yes, no, or maybe so. So do put a question in if you have one and I will get to you. So D, let's take a peek here. Let's look over here at this Three of Cups, this friendship and connection card. So I feel like what it's saying is that there's been some disillusionment, some disappointment. There's something about the business now that doesn't have the same sparkle as when you joined. And that's just concerning you because you aren't sure what step to take next. You're losing sleep and you're losing confidence. But see this little dove appear in the corner? Let me pull it closer so you can see it. See, there is good news coming your way. So I would say there's something about companionship um, the companionship that you have, that you long for to be part of a team and part of a sustainable business idea, I think is right there for you. And it just feels like some adjustment needs to happen in how you're looking at what's possible. If it's possible for you to find a mentor or somebody to give you some advice within your field, I would do that, because there's too much bright, positive energy around these sleepless nights. Might just be something for timing. But again, I'm not, I have no connection with Marissa Peer, but I am listening to her program. She's going through a 5-day program on healing your relationship with money. So I just recommend that it's just, she's wonderful, and her ideas about how we end up here, that why is it that there's self-sabotage, and what can we do to help this part of us be more comfortable with money. Okay, so I would say, Dee, that the answer is that you're in process, things are needing some adjustment, and see if you can find some sort of mentoring, okay, that will help you before you quit. Because sometimes there's that saying, it's always darkest before the dawn, right? And so, if when in doubt, don't. That's one of Oprah's quotes, which I love. So if you're not sure about what to do next, then hang in there. There's some affirmations that I love to use during times like this. And I use the word even though. Even though I'm not quite sure what to do about this business, the truth is, I want to hear from my inner guidance before I do anything. Even though I'm suffering here because I'm not sure this is the place I should be, the truth is, my inner being knows best, and I am going to focus on what my inner being's perspective on this is. Okay. So there you have it. And also, I would, if you can, come back and watch those daily cards. I think you would find that this week's daily cards are going to be all about what you're going through. Okay. You're not alone. Okay, so our next card will go to Graham, and Graham wants to know. Let me see. Just go back and look and make sure I got it. Okay, so again, if you're looking for, oopsie, if you're looking for teaching on this stuff, and Abraham Hicks is not what you like, that all you need to do is find another teacher. So if you Google, Wayne Dyer's voice is like hypnotic to listen to. And so I think that that's where I would refer you. And Louise Hay, of course, she teaches the same stuff. Okay, so Graham, it was about you and your family, and I recall, so let me, okay, I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, so for some reason I can't look at all of my comments. So if I miss you, just write another question for me, okay? Thank you. Thank you for being patient. Okay, Graham, what are the cards for you in terms of you and your family? What's the energy here? What is the positive outcome? Oh, sorry, I said I wasn't going to do that. Okay, and Graham, I'm feeling like 3 cards. If you're here for the first time, I'm Catherine. Welcome. This is tarot for the shy, the introverted, the socially awkward. I love to focus on love because self-love is so important. And those people who are feeling a bit disenfranchised or lonely in life, these readings are especially for you. Okay, so Graham, let's take a look here. Okay, this is very cool. Okay. So what we're looking here is that Graham, I believe, and Graham's been, gosh, you've been following me since I very first started. You're probably the oldest person. No, no, not the oldest, but oops, oh no, I lost my New Year's, excuse me, Christmas Day of 2021 is when I started. And so Graham and I met at that point, and there was a loss going on that it was kind of crazy that he found my channel of all, because I had like 0 followers, and we just happened together. And now, it's getting close to 7,000, which is phenomenal to me. So blessed by that. So thanks for being along. But what I'm seeing for you in this is that you are really a leader in your family, and you may not feel like that, you may feel like under-equipped because of your situation. Yeah, just strictly pure chance. But there is a passion in you to share what you're learning. The Hierophant card in the center is a card of traditional family values. And I love this version because look at the joy, and that's the part. Joy is the journey. And Abraham is so filled with that message over and over again. It's like finding a way to be what they call in alignment, meaning that where you're at peace with your current situation. That is critical to anything you're wanting to manifest, is just having peace with where you are on the way to what you're wanting. It's the process of becoming. And so this staircase indicates it's a sign of ascension. There's a lot of growth going on right now, and there's joy in the growth. What's happening is, as you're able to be joyful in whatever that expression is for you. So, what is it that you really enjoy doing? I don't care if it's reading a book or digging in the garden or taking walks. That's where I go. I mean, when I'm outside walking, I don't worry. It's like the worry switch gets turned off, and it's joyful for me to be outside, even if it's hot and humid. Fortunately, it's not extreme where I am right now. But I loved dancing, music, listening to music from when I was 16 years old. So that's a good tip for y'all, is just go to YouTube and make a playlist of music that was popular when you were between 14 and 16, because that unlocks a vibe. Okay. So look at this hanged man. The hanged man, Graham, is a conscious decision on our part, if we draw that card, to pause and rest in this. This is a time. Excellent, Graham. Those are that joyous, that thing. Now, what I would do, Graham, is I would start using the affirmation when now that I'm in the garden, I feel so much joy. Okay, and you might want to write on a post-it note or even write in on your hand so you don't forget. But it's just like when you're remind yourself when you're like, for example, right now for me. I love connecting with you guys and doing this readings. I feel joy when I'm with you guys. Now, if I say that enough, my brain loves to soak up new thoughts. So some people say, well, I never feel joy. I don't know what they're talking about. Well, yes, you do. You're just not defining it that way. So this is your homework, my friend Graham, during this week. I so believe in you. You have the heart to share what you're learning here with your family, but you can't use words. You have to use your beingness. So when start using the word joy this week, whenever you're in one of your hobbies, and that will help you climb the staircase to that golden star at the top, because your family is going to notice you're different. Here's what happens. You watch, tell me if this isn't right. So you make a commitment to just learning how to know your own joy. Okay. Know your joy. Write that down. KNOW. Know your joy. And then you'll start to radiate or vibe in the joy. And then people will say stuff like, have you been losing weight? You're just looking real healthy. Did you just get back from a vacation? You doing something different with your hair? This happens to everyone, and it's so fun. So you keep your work, your personal development work, keep it to yourself. Don't be telling people you're listening to a man with a woman's name or a woman with a man's name on YouTube. You don't tell them you're listening to tarot card readings from somebody. Absolutely, Sandra. It's tarot info please at gmail.com. That's the email. So yes, definitely y'all write to me if you need any personal guidance. Tarot info please at gmail.com. But at any rate, this hanged man is something that we do to ourselves. So Graham, there's a part of you that wants to do this, what we're talking about. So play with it, be experimental with it, but really start to claim your joy. I'm having this reading today. I'm feeling joy. As I'm listening to Catherine talk today, I'm feeling joy, and say it out loud, okay? Even if it feels a little on the lame side. Okay, so do we have another question here? Not yet. I don't think so. Tina, are you here? Do you have a question for me? Anybody want to have a question? I'm happy to answer yes, no, or maybe so. We haven't had any flat out no's yet. Whoops. Oh, a card just jumped out of the deck. Who wants a reading? Who wants a reading? If you have a question you want answered, that's what I'm doing today. Yes, no, or maybe so. If you're first time here, I'm Catherine, and I appreciate the likes and shares. It helps me so much, you guys, because I don't put out like 25 readings a week. I'm one who puts out just what brings me joy. You did lose me. I love that. Excellent. Thank you for sharing. But keep doing that thing. You know, when you find yourself even a little bit happy or a little bit relieved, just say, I'm feeling joyful. And even if a part of your brain says, no, I am not, just you can overcome that. And again, Marissa Peer over there, you can Google her, Marissa Peer, Peer. She's doing that special money thing. It's Money is Beautiful, I think is what she's calling it, and it's outstanding. And you can change her teachings around for love also. But I can't do what she does. She is brilliant, and I think you'll really enjoy her materials. Questions, questions. This is your time, guys. Who wants to ask me something? Yes, no, or maybe so. What do you need to know? You are sure welcome, Grant. I always love to see you here. Don't be shy. Who has a question? Who has a question? Yes, no, maybe so. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. You have no idea how much it helps me, you guys. It lets Google know that even though I'm small potatoes, we have fun here. So, oh, wow, Sandra, bless your heart. That's excellent. Could you relate to this message today? I bet, huh? With that self love? Yeah, if you have any questions at all, questions about manifesting, I could tell you another manifesting story. Oh, yeah, I love this one. This has to do with the same guy that sent me on that free cruise, that window of time. So the key is that I read, oops, cards are throwing themselves out of the deck. I read a book called E Squared by Pam Grout. Okay, so write that down if you haven't read it yet. It's just a great book. And she tells you exactly how to manifest 9 energy experiments. So I thought, okay, even though I've been doing manifesting and reading books about it for years and years, there was something about those energy experiments that I loved. Well, I had so much happen, honestly, when I read the book. It changed me for sure. And I decided I needed to write her a letter and let her know how much. Um, okay, Sandra. Okay. But I was so amazed. I mean, I honestly, right after I read her book, like within 6 weeks of reading the book, I got contacted by a man who I bought a car from, and his mom was coming into town, and he wanted me to meet her. I said, "Holy mackerel," and so does she. We're both from the Midwest, and he just laughed and laughed. He said, "You talk just like my mom," and he, at one point, he texted me and he said, she was in town. He said, Catherine, can you show up at this address at 4 o'clock Tuesday afternoon? Gave me the address, said, wear closed toed shoes and bring a jacket. And that was it. And so I wrote back and said, absolutely. So I go off. It was a hot air balloon ride, you guys. No kidding. He wanted to send his mom on a hot air balloon ride. And that had been a bucket list to me for sure, to get on a hot air balloon ride. So we went out there and it was just phenomenal. And a person got engaged on there, and I was the one that took the pictures and could send it to them. But you know what? I had a hard time receiving that hot air balloon ride because at the time I needed rent and I didn't know where it was coming from. It was just after my divorce. And I felt so sad in a way that something so spectacular could be given to me, and it was hard to receive. because I thought I needed something else more. So that's the thing that I wanted to share, is that you have no idea. You may think you want to have $1 million, or you may think you want a partner, or you may think you want to lose weight, that will be the thing that will make you really happy. And the truth is that once you start aligning yourself with having peace about where you are right now, right? You want to change, but you're making peace with where you are. The universe turns around and delivers very good surprises. I have anybody else have that experience that you can share here? It's like where something was given to you, or some person reached out and uplifted you in an unexpected way. Even for some of you guys who are here on this reading, you just happened in, and it's fun to listen. This is how things work out there in an attraction based universe. It doesn't mean you don't have problems. It just means that you, as long as you can make peace with where you are, you keep the door open for going through the things and not staying stuck there. So Sandra, let's pull 3 cards for your sister, and having a positive week. Oops. Oh, sorry. I got this itty bitty table okay. Okay. Very interesting cards here. Okay, so it shows definitely that she's going through that tower moment, right? Where there's so many changes going on for her. And with the illness, because when your body does start to quote unquote betray you, where you feel like it's really hard. It's going to see. Oh, okay. Out of crisis zone. Excellent, Tina. That's an excellent question. Is there going to be a pause? Are you getting through with the stormy season? We'll see in just a second. So back to you, Sandra. So your sister is fighting the good fight, right? I mean, she's doing everything she knows to do. She's dealing with her fears. She's dealing with her doctors. She's dealing with what all this is for her, for sure. And there's a part of her that's rock solid. There's many shaky areas right now, but there's a part of her that just knows what she's going through is part of what she has to go through. And her life is getting thrown into disorder because of everything that's going on. But we do have this Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like this week there's going to be a bit of good news, a bit of where she can grab something, where just there's a sense of hope, or, because I went through a serious illness in 2007 and totally did not know if I would be alive. And here I am still here. But at the time, though, you do measure out what's important to you. When nobody can know what it's like to be ill in a serious way except your own self. And it's frightening. There's parts of it are frightening, and it does bring you to your knees, and it brings you to, who am I? What is the universe? What is God? How do I get through this? And nobody really understands you. So I feel like that is such a learning opportunity, and to have the Ace of Pentacles show up in this particular place is absolutely perfect for you. So I do believe that there is a bit of hope coming, but again, we don't know what that means. Okay, so what I would say is, in your affirmations for her, and as you're praying for her, that you pray for joy and humor. One of the things that I loved to do when I was going through my illness is I watched Liar Liar, a movie with I'm blanking on that wonderful man's name right now. Hang on. Jim Carrey. Yes, Liar, Liar. And then there's another movie called The Birdcage with Robin Williams. And I love those movies so much, and they made me laugh. I found laughter really helps me when I'm low. So watching bloopers from favorite TV shows is one of my favorite things to do. Watching people out of sorts laughing at each other and laughing at themselves has always been a good healing tonic for me. Okay. So I would say that in the current situation, Sandra, it does look like there's a bit of news, and that will be uplifting to you. Okay. And so, Tina, let's take a look here. So stormy waters. It's like, you know what, Tina? You are a tarot reader yourself. And there's a friend, Gareth, Gareth. I can't, I, do you know of him, Tina? He's really fun. He's a Brit. And I will try to connect you. If you're not familiar, I'll find a link for you. But one of the things he does that I love, and anybody else who's a tarot reader here, is right now when you were thinking about being like in that stormy, that's what I'm seeing is like stormy seas where there's lots of upheaval, lots of um, wind and torrents of rain and unexpected and leaky boats, right? And it strikes me, the card that comes to my mind is the Six of Swords. So what you can do to create your own reading, Tina, which is very cool, and that is go through one of your tarot decks and find the Six of Swords and then pull out what's on either side of it too. So you have a 3-card reading that's based on what I felt when you told me your question. Isn't that cool? So Apple, I see you, darling Apple. I see you. But at any rate, let's go over here. And we're with Tina. Okay, Tina. Okay, so that's your homework. Find the Six of Swords, later. And then you can do it in a couple decks if you want. But I can't wait to see what that shows you. Okay, so Tina, I'm feeling like a 3-card draw. And also, I will tell you guys, Tina is at Dog Star Tarot. I mean, today she's with Embracing Aging, which is her channel about, it's like the sassy 60-something people of the world want to, okay, hang on. The sassy, sexy people over 60, you want to definitely go Embrace Aging with Tina. But she also reads cards in Dog Star Tarot, and I just love her little bitty readings. So you want to check that out too. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so we have the Tower, we have Temperance, and we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. All right, so definitely is aligned with this Tower experience, and I think right now where I live in the States, I'm in Tennessee, and it's a part of the country where storms roll through for a season, and they're noisy and they're frightening for the animals. One of my animals is afraid of the thunder, the other one doesn't care. So it's just the idea that they're natural. So in this particular art, Tina, take a look at this. What I notice first is the squirrel. Now, the squirrel is an animal that does a lot of storage, don't they? They run around and they collect acorns and they are constantly working. And ironically, they only find about, like, I think it's only like 4% of the acorns that they hide. Other squirrels hide acorns that the community of squirrels find, right? But they work very hard. And so the lesson of the squirrel is to find more opportunities to be playful, because even in a storm, there's a way to be playful. And that is a huge lesson here. Also, we have those butterflies. At first, I didn't know they were butterflies because it looked like flames, but they're butterflies, and butterflies are about transitions and changes from caterpillar to flying insect. So for sure, the natural course of your life right now, Tina, is stormy, but it's not abnormal. It's just part of the ebb and flow of life. The third thing about this art with the tower is that the lightning actually looks like it's embracing that tree, and that we have our spiritual support always. And it's at the times of the storms that we often get real about what we believe and what we're praying. And we don't want to pray out of worry, like, oh, let this pass from me. Oh, I hope this isn't serious. No, we want to be able to state things in a neutral or positive energy. And for you, Tina, or for anyone else that's got health issues, or there's health issues in your family, do a YouTube search on either Wayne Dyer for just a regular man's voice teaching this stuff, or of course, I love Abraham, where you can look about what is it about physical health. just listen to a few Abrahams on physical health. Also, Marissa Peer does have recordings on physical health, Tina. And I would love to know what your feeling is about her. I think she's really brilliant with her ideas, very clever, very clever. So I think that embracing age, my darling, part of this is embracing change, right? Embracing these upheaval, embracing the storms. Amor Fati is a quote that comes from the Stoics, and the Stoics were actually like before Jesus was the Stoics. Hey, Kevin, welcome. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you. If you have a question you'd like answered, you can go ahead and ask. I'm happy to answer yes, no, maybe so questions today. But at any rate, what I look over here at temperance, I love the word soften. I just heard that in a reading and my spirit just jumped inside of me because softening us, a lot of times storms soften us because we just can't do everything. Our energy is compromised, and what gets important gets done. Balance is so important between our positive feelings and our darker feelings and thoughts. The universe is right there, ready to lift us. Our back, the angels have your back. Okay, next year for college. Is moving for college a good idea? Okay, Kevin, we'll be with you shortly. Okay, and so it shows me to just, and it is the seasoning, and I would think that you teach this, ironically. I bet you do. There's the seasoning that happens with aging, right? And you look at things differently. And so the opportunity in a crisis is just to recognize old patterns. Are you behaving or responding the way you did 15 years ago? And is that okay for you, right? And so the last one, Ace of Swords, of course, a victory card, okay? And it shows this stabbing. I mean, I hate to use that word stabbing, but it's like the quick, in-depth aha, where something drops into your mind and the swords are sharp, but that the idea of seeing a solution here and starting a brand new thought pattern around your path. What are the thoughts that you want to think when it comes to your life, your health, your well-being, and getting very clear on that? It's a fresh start. So if there are patterns of worry and doubt, this is the chance to close that out and to move forward into a brand new stream of thought around health and well-being. Okay, so one of the people. Let me think. Hang on. I just have to remember this. How she did this. Oh yeah, instead of like speaking affirmations about healing a certain condition, she would just make affirmations about finding her own path to wellness. Isn't that cool? So even though I'm not sure about the future, I am finding my path to wellness. Doesn't that feel good, Tina? Even though I have not, even though I don't even know all the factors yet, I choose a path to wellness for me. Even though I have to go through some tests and that's not fun, the truth is I am choosing a new path of wellness that will match my needs exactly. Okay? So I hope that brings you the answer that you're leaning into. All right. And you know where I am. Reach out to me. If you belong to Facebook, I'm on Facebook. You can join my Invisible Money game over there. It's an easy way to communicate with me and ask me your questions. Like I say, mostly I look at myself as a referral source. I love to give manifesting tips, and I've been manifesting for many years. But there's so many good teachers out there online right now. There's no shortage of teachers. What there's a shortage of is connection, right? It's like you can watch the teachers, but if it doesn't land in your own life and help you make changes, then it's limited. Okay. Whoops. So now Kevin wants to know about moving for college. Anybody else? Any questions? Yes, no, maybe so answers. I would love to be able to do that with you. If you'd like a private reading, there's nothing I love better than to dig into the cards and get that clarity. What is your yes and what is your no? Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad, Tina. And isn't it true that you're being called kind of to embrace aging in a way that is new for you and it's what you teach other people? It's like the same for me. If I get doubtful that I'm lovable, because in my family history, there's PTSD for real. My mom was injured in an accident when I was less than 2 years old, and it did impact my family, and it was a very difficult thing for her to recover from. And so I'm shocky, I startle at loud noises, and I can go into anxiety so quickly, slippery slope. So I just have tricks that I use to help myself. And the minute I notice that my mood is shifting, I can do something after years of practice. So if you're like that, you're not alone. Give me a call. Let's have a reading. I would love to get to know you more deeply. Okay, Kevin. Kevin, I'm feeling like it's a 2-card reading here for you. If you're enjoying this, thank you so much for hitting that thumbs up. I feel it like, yes, exactly right. Okay, so thank you for saying that. It's so important because Apple was saying that she couldn't resonate with Abraham's voice. It was just like annoying to her. This is a good thing. Now, I would think that perhaps Tina might resonate with Louise Hay's material a little bit better. I adore her, and her recordings on healing the inner child are just spectacular. So thank you. Anytime if you guys come to me and you want a suggestion for who to listen to, I can tell you because I listen to lots of people, and also check my community tab. And Tina follows me in the Invisible Money Game, so I'm always giving resources. It's not important who you listen to, it's just that you find someone who can remind you who you really are. We are blended beings. This is 100% what I believe. I believe I have a divine part of me that is always connected to God and always okay, never worried. Why worry if you're divine, right? But then I have this personality part of Catherine. This is the Catherine that walks around and has to do the laundry and cook the food. And today I had to figure out how to not have ants eating the hummingbird food because I hung a hummingbird feeder out there. And the ants think that's their breakfast because they crawl up the pole and try to have breakfast. And I'm trying to figure out a way to avoid that. Okay. So why did I just say that? Just because it's the idea of becoming absorbed in whatever it is that you're doing right now. Because being fully conscious and aware of what you're doing right now is the key to keeping peace of mind. And so I use Abraham Hicks, Wayne Dyer, Neville, love Neville, the law of assumption, love the law of assumption, living as if, living as if, living as if you have peace of mind. Okay, so yeah, being in the moment, totally important. What Eckhart Tolle wrote, The Power of Now. There's so many resources. So thank you for bringing that up, Tina. I'm new with Marissa Peer, and the technique she's using for recognizing money blocks is resonating deeply with me. She is a person who does train people to be hypnotherapists, and that's her deal. Whatever you take of that, I don't need that, because just her teaching, it did give me brand new ideas about patterns that I have that actually reject wealth, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. So we have, oh my goodness, Kevin, 2 beautiful cards of manifestation. So I would say that and when it looks to this move that you're going to make, it's highly positive. 9 of Cups shows the wish fulfilled. So there is something about this particular location and this particular skill. I believe it was not an accident that you began to see this treasure, this potential to deeply impact your life. Whenever it happened that you started to consider this particular school or this particular location, there were seeds that were planted that are powerful within you. The Empress is the card of possibilities and of just open creation. This is like the queen of the queens. So it does indicate that this is a very auspicious decision that you're making. So what you're going to want to do, Kevin, is trust the steps. So as you walk forward towards doing this move, because you're feeling confident in it, even though you feel sure, the fact that you asked for a reading shows that a part of you is still doubting a little bit. So here is what I know to be true for myself. When you start walking toward this, making the plans, acting as if you are going to be there, if you're missed it, if it's wrong for you and there's a better choice, you will know it. Your intuition is strong. It speaks in your body. So as you go forward, if something's not right, you can expect your body to cringe or your stomach to get tight. Your jaw might get tight. Your throat might feel harsh and squeezed. These are all signals that the universe uses in our own bodies to say, wait, check it out, hang on. The easiest one is goosebumps. When goosebumps happen, it always means, you're welcome, Tina, have a beautiful evening. But goosebumps just mean one thing: stop and pay attention. Same thing with any kind of sense of overwhelm that you get. It always comes in your body first. You feel like a clutching or tightness, and then your mind gets busy trying to figure out why that happened. But the reality is, when you feel like a choice is the right one for you, you don't need to defend it to anybody. You just walk the path of making it happen. There's things that have to happen if you're going to move. You have to make arrangements. And then if something comes up that's like what I call a yellow flag, where you're like, well, wait a second, something doesn't feel right here, just listen. Find wise counsel, a mentor, pastor. Sometimes your parents are fine, but other times not so much because they have their own agenda. But for the most part, this is a hell yes, walk forward message for you, Kevin. Okay, and then we have A is for Apple and asking if there is a future with Carl. And I can't wait to see what the cards have to say. Okay, and then anybody else with a question? Hi, Emma. Does Ian have feelings for you? That's a wonderful question, Emma. Does Ian have feelings for you? Okay. So Apple. You're welcome, Kevin. And you guys are fine, like a lot of times with your readings, is it already resonates what you know. I mean, that's the irony of it all. And a lot of people tell me that. They'll say, oh, thank you, Kevin. But people will tell me, well, I knew that already. And I will say to them, but I didn't. I mean, that's the thing. It's like they feel it's a waste of their time that they heard what they already knew. And I'm like, no, what that does is it confirms to you that your inner being, that soul spark, the divine connection inside of you is already directing you. It's already trying to help you. Okay. And it's us that close up and we can't receive it. So a good thing to do is look in the mirror. I love Louise Hay for mirror work. Look yourself right in the eye and say, I'm open and ready to receive everything the universe has for me right now. I am open and receptive to all good things coming to me right now. I am open and receptive to all the love the universe has for me right now. You know, if we tell ourselves the truth, we're going to change our lives. And the fact is, there is good waiting for you, even if you can't see it right this second. So I'm feeling one card, a one card answer for Apple. So let's see. What's the card for Carl? And we have Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so what this is showing us is that there is, this is like mid journey. There's been some work that's going on. There's some planting that's been happening, and there's something that is rooting. There's something growing for sure, but there's no fruit, right? Everything's at the root. So what I see is that the jury is out, Apple. There's no way to know if where this is going to go, but I would say trust the process. And right now, everything that's happening is happening under the surface. So what I recommend is I would check out Manifesting with Kimberly. I'm just sensing that might be a good place for you to go because she does manifesting your SP. So if you feel like Carl is your SP, your special person, your significant person, the next person you'll be connected to, I think manifesting with Kimberly will give you some added data as you listen to how she teaches. See how it feels. Do you want what she teaches? Okay. And then otherwise, it could be a casual friendship that right now is developing exactly as it's supposed to, but this isn't really a run to romance card. So it's kind of accepting the status quo, accepting what it is, and then research a little bit into the special person audios and see if it resonates with you. Okay. And now, whoops, let me grab my, okay, Emma, does Ian have feelings for you? If I missed your question, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to watch everything. So if you need to repeat your question, that's just fine. Okay, let me just shuffle for Emma. Okay, what do we have for Emma when it comes to Ian? Does Ian still have feelings? What does Emma need to see when it comes to Ian? Okay, the first thing that's coming to me, and I don't know if this is your situation or just somebody who's listening, but the phrase an X is an X for a reason definitely is coming to me. So I don't know if you're currently in relationship with Ian or if it's an X, but I think that it's always tempting to go backwards. It's always tempting to go backwards. But sometimes that's not, that we only want to go backwards when we're really lonely, right? And it looks better than it was. So that may not be appropriate to you, Emma, but that's just what I'm sensing. And two cards came out of the deck, and I'm just going to draw a third card for you. Okay. Okay, Emma. Well, Emma, I do feel like this is your energy here, right? It's just, you're just bored. I mean, come on. This isn't got enough action. There's not enough going on here to keep me engaged. I just really am tired of the status quo. Over here, she's glancing in this direction. And this card, it's just showing, look at how she's turned away. And so it looks to me like in the situation with Ian, there was some stuckness, not going anywhere. You know how tires spin on the car, like if it's slippery and they can't get any traction? That's what I'm sensing. And also the need for you to defend yourself, that in this previous connection, there was just being defensive. It may mean that your person was defensive, but it's also showing that it's just gets tiresome to continually have to put up a guard. Sometimes partners can tease or be sarcastic. That's their way of expressing love. You know, I have family members that's true. The more sarcastic they are, the more they love you. That's really hard because then you have to translate it. Every time they do or say something, you have to say, "Oh, they didn't really mean it," when you really think, "Yes, they did." So this is just showing there's boredom and disillusionment with the way things used to be. And then we have this Queen of Wands, and I love the Queen of Wands so much. This reminds me of the Empress in a way because this is a creator. There's passion and fire. This is the manifesting energy, the wands. So I think that you're not seeing a great opportunity. Notice how this figure's looking away. These two figures are not so happy. You know, they're just kind of like whatever. But look at her celebration. Look at the joy and what she has, and earlier in the reading, we talked about joy and claiming its joy that you want to manifest. So if Ian brings you joy, then it's worth pursuing, right? But if Ian did not bring you joy, then this is an opportunity to do better for yourself. Okay, being sure about what you want. So notice how she's waving that wand in the air, whereas over here she's just in the bubble, like stay away from me. So your opportunity right now, Emma, is to write down a list of everything that was not right about your previous relationships. Why were you feeling so disconnected and disenchanted? How did they treat you? Write that down. And then from that, Murphy, Murphy, from this, sorry, Murphy, come here, come here. Come here. So from this list of your discontentment, you have contrast. You have an instant way of knowing what you really want. What kind of partner do you want? What's a deal breaker for you? Doing an audit of your past relationships is the quickest way to go about this, just so you know what you really want. But I would say that honestly, I think that being able to release yourself from needing to create something with Ian. Okay, does that make sense? It just feels like you're trying to manifest something with this person that you're not so sure about, but you are a manifester. You can produce the heart of what you're wanting. But dealing with this energy, this boredom energy is going to be important. Okay. So if you need this, this is definitely a no for me in terms of is Ian in your highest good right now? Now, does that mean forever? Of course not, because changes could happen. But right now, it looks like you are the one that needs to do some changing, let go of some things, and then also, what do you really want? Get serious about it. Again, I recommend Shelley Bullard for creating love and treating yourself right, treating yourself like a queen. She's very, very good. She's got tons of videos over there. Okay, so you could check that out. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go. All of a sudden, I looked at the clock. I was going to be here for an hour. I'm here just past an hour. If you would like to reach out to me, please do. It's tarotinfo@gmail.com. Check out the description box for more information. I do show up here every Sunday at 10 o'clock Central, best I can do. And I have been showing up doing some signs, like doing water messages or air messages, fire messages in the live option. So I hope that I will be able to catch you on a future live. Thank you so much for loving on me, for giving me those thumbs up, for encouraging me. You guys have no idea how much I enjoy your company. So have a beautiful rest of your weekend, and I look forward to hearing good news. What's manifesting for you? Feel free to let me know. I love hearing from you. All my contact info is in the description box. Love you. Have a beautiful Sunday.